In the realm of personal presentation, this holds a poignant truth. The quest for perpetual youth can lead many a man astray into the trappings of common errors that paradoxically age him beyond his years. This article delves into the 7 pervasive mistakes that inadvertently add years to one's appearance, serving as a guide to navigating the fine line between trying to look youthful and achieving timelessness. Whether it's clinging too tightly to outdated styles, neglecting skincare, or overindulging in trends unfit for one's era, each misstep can detract from one's dignified aging process. Let us explore these pitfalls with the aim to not only avoid them, but to embrace a presentation that reflects wisdom, not years. Embracing such knowledge will empower us to present ourselves in ways that are both timeless and authentic, underscoring the importance of wisdom in curating our external selves. Before we begin, I would appreciate your support. Don't forget to click like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. If you like the theme of this video, please comment +1, and if you don't like it, then comment 0. We look forward to hearing your feedback. Mistake number 1. Neglecting self-care. Imagine waking up to the sunrise in your neighborhood. In the quiet of the morning, you reflect on essential rituals to preserve your image as well. You understand that neglecting self-care is like neglecting your duty to yourself and, by extension, to the empire you lead. So why don't we apply the same discipline to our physical grooming and care as we do to our moral and ethical obligations? As Marcus Aurelius might have noted in his Meditations, the body is like a horse that the mind rides. It must be well fed, groomed, and rested to serve us effectively. He would argue that simple routines, such as maintaining clean, well-kept hair and skin, exercising moderately but regularly, and choosing clothing that is functional yet dignified, not only enhance our public appearance, but fortify our private sense of self-respect. For instance, starting the day with a brief session of physical exercise can invigorate the body and clarify the mind, preparing one for the day's challenges. Eating balanced meals, staying hydrated, and ensuring adequate sleep are as vital to our well-being as any philosophical inquiry. These actions are practical expressions of Stoicism's call to live according to nature, to embrace what is essential and discard the superfluous. After all, can we truly pursue the virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance if we neglect the very temple that houses our reason? Let me ask you, how might your days change if you viewed self-care not as a chore, but as a sacred duty to your well-being and philosophical practice? How might this shift in perspective help you look and feel more youthful, vibrant, and aligned with Stoic ideals? Mistake number 2. Overindulging in negative emotions. You are contemplating the turmoil of human emotions from the quiet of your classroom. You are acutely aware that indulging in persistent negative emotions not only corrupts one's judgment, but also deepens the lines of age and anxiety on one's face. So why do we let such emotions dominate our thinking when they clearly disturb our peace and distort our attitudes? Seneca, in his letters, might have argued that harboring negative emotions is like holding onto a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. To avoid this self-inflicted injury, he would recommend practices such as daily reflection on one's thoughts and feelings to recognize and dispel negativity. For instance, ending each day with a review of what went well and what could be improved can help shift focus from frustration to a constructive critique that fosters growth. The benefits of maintaining a positive outlook are profound, impacting both mental and physical health. Regular meditation or the practice of mindfulness can help maintain this positive stance, reducing stress and its aging effects on the body. Moreover, choosing to view challenges as opportunities for growth aligns with the Stoic ideal of perceiving control in how we respond to external circumstances, not in the circumstances themselves. Consider, how might your life improve if you approached each day with the conviction that every obstacle is a veiled opportunity for personal development? How might this belief transform not only your outlook, but also your countenance? Mistake number 3. Resistance to change and learning. Imagine you are Marcus Aurelius, a leader not only in governance but in the pursuit of knowledge, seated in the quiet of your study amidst scrolls and texts of ancient wisdom. You ponder the ceaseless flow of time and the innovations it brings. You consider how resisting this flow, this change, is akin to resisting the very nature of life itself. Why then do we often find ourselves reluctant to embrace new technologies or methodologies that could enhance our understanding and capabilities? Marcus Aurelius would likely advise that maintaining relevance in one's personal and professional life requires an openness to learning and adaptability. He would emphasize the virtue of being perennially curious and willing to learn, not only to keep pace with the world, but to continually enrich one's soul. For example, embracing digital tools can streamline our daily tasks, freeing more time for contemplation and personal growth, which are crucial for a fulfilling life. The benefits of lifelong learning are manifold. It keeps the mind sharp, fosters creativity, and can even delay the cognitive decline associated with aging. Those who adapt to changes rather than resist them often find better opportunities in both their personal and professional lives. Consider the stories of individuals who, later in life, embraced new technologies and thereby found new careers or revived their passions. How might your life expand if you viewed each technological advance or new trend not as a hurdle, but as a bridge to potential new territories of knowledge and experience? How might this openness influence your interactions and the legacy you leave? Mistake number 4. Not living authentically. Imagine yourself as Epictetus, imparting wisdom in a sunlit atrium to those eager to learn the Stoic way. As a philosopher revered for his insistence on honesty and authenticity, you discuss the heavy toll that living untruthfully exerts on our minds and bodies. Why, then, do so many choose to wear a mask that hides their true self, when such deception only adds years to their appearance and subtracts joy from their lives? Epictetus would teach that the stress of pretending, of living a life that is not aligned with one's true nature, manifests not only in a troubled spirit, but also in physical signs of aging. The constant tension of maintaining a facade drains one's vitality and ages one prematurely. He would share stories of those who dared to embrace their genuine selves, illustrating how such bravery not only lightens their mental load, but also brightens their countenance. For instance, consider a professional who leaves a lucrative but unfulfilling career to follow a passion for art, discovering not just personal satisfaction, but also a renewed, youthful energy. Embracing and expressing our true selves can lead to profound benefits: a reduction in life's stresses, deeper relationships forged on genuine understanding, and an alignment with the Stoic pursuit of living according to nature's design. Such authenticity fosters resilience and joy, both of which are essential for a youthful spirit. What might change if you removed the masks you wear and welcomed life with your true face? How might this authenticity enrich your life and rejuvenate your spirit? This reflection could be the first step toward a more genuine, fulfilling existence. Mistake number 5. Clinging to youth. Imagine you are Seneca, seated in your Roman garden, reflecting on the follies of those who cling desperately to the vestiges of youth. As a Stoic philosopher, you contemplate the natural progression of life and the serenity that comes with embracing each stage as it comes. Why then do we resist the wisdom of age and chase after the illusions of youth, when such pursuits not only fail to deceive, but also deepen our discontent? Seneca would argue that the attempt to appear eternally young, whether through excessive fashion or behavior unbecoming of one's age, is not only futile, but contrary to Stoic acceptance of nature's course. He would advise that adopting a style and demeanor that respects one's age leads to dignity and respect, whereas the opposite can often result in ridicule and a lack of self-respect. Consider the executive who tries to mimic the attire and slang of much younger colleagues, only to find himself isolated rather than included. The benefits of embracing one's age are manifold. Accepting and celebrating the wisdom and experience accumulated over the years can lead to a more authentic and fulfilling life. Seneca would likely extol the virtues of focusing on the enrichment of the soul rather than the preservation of a youthful appearance. For example, investing time in mentoring younger individuals or cultivating new skills can provide a sense of renewal and purpose that far outweighs the superficial satisfaction derived from clinging to past youth. What might you gain if you embraced your current stage of life with grace and confidence, instead of fighting against the tide of time? How could accepting your age as a badge of honor and a source of strength enrich your life and the lives of those around you? Mistake number 6. No effort. Imagine you are Marcus Aurelius, reflecting in the early morning hours on the virtues of diligence and the detriment of lethargy. From your vantage as both emperor and Stoic philosopher, you recognize the critical role that effort plays in the maintenance of both empire and self. Why then do we often find ourselves settling into complacency, letting the potential of our lives slip away through inaction? Marcus Aurelius would certainly highlight that the absence of effort in maintaining our health, cultivating our minds, and nurturing our relationships leads not only to a deterioration of these faculties, but also to a profound sense of dissatisfaction with life. For instance, consider the individual who neglects regular exercise and intellectual challenges. They might find themselves not only physically frail, but also mentally unstimulated as they age. To combat this, Marcus would encourage adopting a routine that challenges both body and mind. Activities that require us to rise a little earlier, push a little harder, and think a little deeper. The benefits of such effort are immense, fostering a vigor that rejuvenates both body and spirit and leads to a deeper appreciation for the capacities we possess. This could be seen in those who, despite advancing years, engage in learning new languages or skills, thereby keeping their minds sharp and their spirits lively. What could you achieve if you decided today to invest a little more effort into every aspect of your life? How might this commitment to striving and improving enhance not just your longevity, but the quality of your life and legacy? Mistake number 7. Being overly critical or cynical. Imagine you were Epictetus, gathered with your students under the shade of an olive tree, discussing the burdens of a critical and cynical mindset. As a Stoic philosopher, you stress the importance of guarding against such attitudes, not only for the health of one's soul, but also for maintaining a youthful and approachable demeanor. Why then do some choose to view the world through a lens darkened by skepticism and disdain? Epictetus would argue that cynicism and excessive criticism age us prematurely, by fostering frown lines and an unwelcoming aura that repels others. He illustrates this with the example of a merchant who, by constantly doubting the honesty of his customers and peers, finds himself increasingly isolated and bitter, his face etched with the marks of distrust. To counter this, Epictetus would advocate for a philosophy of openness and acceptance. This approach not only invites a more positive interaction with the world, but also eases the internal strife that often leads to physical and emotional stress. A practical example could be the transformation seen in individuals who decide to focus on the positive attributes of others and situations rather than dwelling on potential faults. Such a shift not only enhances personal relationships, but also promotes a more youthful, vibrant presence. How might your life brighten if you chose to replace skepticism with curiosity and criticism with compassion? What new opportunities for growth and connection could open up to you with this change in perspective? This wisdom extends to our external appearance as well, particularly in how we age. The 7 common mistakes that hasten aging: clinging to outdated fashion, neglecting skincare, improper grooming, overusing hair dye, maintaining poor posture, wearing ill-fitting clothes, and succumbing to unhealthy habits, can all be rectified with awareness and action. In choosing to let go of these missteps, one invites a more youthful and vibrant appearance. Let this knowledge encourage you to embrace a lifestyle abundant in healthful practices, including balanced nutrition, regular physical activity, and adequate rest. Such changes not only enhance one's appearance, but also enrich one's essence. Therefore, strive not for perpetual youth, but for a life lived with vitality and grace, reflective of a well-maintained body and a contented spirit. Embrace these adjustments not as burdens, but as liberating steps towards the best version of yourself.